DA, I'm really excited to talk to you because, we have a lot in common. Both former #1 picks, both out of the Pac-12, both post players, both children of the diaspora. So thank you for chatting with me.
Yeah, of course, thank you for inviting me. I'm super excited.
Yeah, we always got to back the pack. Let's start with you and the growth of your game. You've really emerged as a top defensive player. What do you attribute that to?
Just the trust off my teammates. It's a different feeling when your team trusts you and depend on you, and especially on that defensive end. Knowing that they trust me to close possessions out and just protect the rim. Be a presence even when I'm not blocking shots or rebounding, but being a presence and being their eyes and ears, and just making sure they're always in the right positions, right spots, and just making them feel comfortable so they can be confident in guarding their opponent.
So what is your goal as a defensive player?
Me, I just want to be able to guard 1 through 5. That's my goal. I always get on Coach Monty, just switching out on Reg and letting me, get some good guard movement when there's a smaller big in. And, just to show my teammates that they can depend on me. You don't have to, either take me out the game or, change up our defense to adjust to our opponents. Just trust it and, we just play solid.
You can switch 1 through 5 because last year in the playoffs, round 1, you guarded Anthony Davis. Round 2, Nikola Jokic, the MVP. Round 3, you had the Clippers perimeter that you had to switch onto. And then, in the finals, you had to guard Giannis Antetokounmpo. So what did you learn from that experience and that challenge last year?
I just really following a lot, just watching a lot of film on guys' bread and butter. It's a lot of I'll say there's a lot of work these dudes put into their game, and they have so much. They have so much. Not to say that you're gonna stop them every time, but you can make things a little difficult on them, and that's the goal you have to do. Just altering shots, making sure you can test everything, staying down on pump fakes, and just reading the scout and making sure you're on top of film. And it brings confidence into the game, watching film and studying your opponent.
I talked to you not too long ago, and I got a little bit of your fire and your intensity when it comes to each matchup, each opportunity you have. What do you tell yourself before you play any game?
Mainly, just telling myself I'm going to show my opponent why, he's not supposed to be on the same floor as me. Just setting that tone as, I'm going to show you that I'm this guy, and, just staying to script and playing as hard as I can, not taking plays off. Ever since I went through the NBA Finals, I don't know how to take a play off. I only know what 110% is, into playing the sport. And no matter who's on the court or who their opponent is, it's just 110% every time.
That was a clean version of what you told me, but we'll accept that as well, DA. I love it. Your team has also been top 1 or 2 consistently in defensive rating. What does that look like? What does that sound like on the court?
Man, a lot of communication. I won't say it's always, us, giving us, good criticism. There's a lot of criticism where you're gonna have to just hold that one and just learn from it and know that he's giving you the right message. It might not come out the way you want it to come out, but you did get that message across, and we keep our head high, and we always have each other's back. Our main thing is togetherness, and that's one thing we go by going into every game.
Do you consider yourself kind of the quarterback of the defense from the rim protection aspect?
Most definitely.
Do you consider yourself that vocally?
Most definitely. One of my favorite players are KG, Kevin Garnett, and just how loud he was on defense and how he got his teammates better. That's one thing I really took away from him, that attitude, just being that vocal guy. Whether it's not, sometimes it's not even defense. We might not even be playing hard, or I think personally we're not playing hard like how we normally do. And I might give a good outburst out there where it wakes up everybody in the huddle in a good, respectful way. And, everybody gets that. And my teammates know that's how I am. So, it goes for everyone. Once we yell a good outburst, we get our heads back on our shoulder and we keep this train going.
So switching over to offensively, what is your goal offensively as a player?
My goal offensively, I have so many. I want to do everything, to be honest. Mainly it's just getting to that free throw line. Just being more of a threat. I feel like last year I wasn't much of a threat offensively, but now that I've seen everything the league can throw at you, I'm taking advantage of mismatches and just boarding and going back up with it, getting to the line, drawing some fouls and stuff like that. Rim running, being the first guy down after a board, closing out possessions, and just getting the simple things that matter. And that that's what's been getting me motivated to just keep putting my head down on the offensive end.
And the big man doesn't get the same amount, per se, of shine like they used to. How have you become a star in your role for the Suns?
The little things matter. That's what everybody tend to forget. The little things is what counts, man. My team and the culture and tradition we have is just sharing the ball, competing, just guarding, and that's what emphasized the winning part of it. What comes. Team success comes individual accolades, and defense win championships. So those are things I go by, every game, and to help my team win.
And speaking of individual accolades, what was your reaction to seeing your name on the All-Star ballot?
That was I don't know. I can't. It's kind of speechless. My girlfriend told me as soon as I came from practice, like you're top 10, and I was like, top 10 in what? I wasn't too sure what she was saying, and she showed me the NBA post, and I was just speechless. I wanted to tear up a little bit because I never thought I'd see my name, with all those great players on there like that, and just showing me that this is hard work, and the world is starting to see, that what I do on the court.
How did your mom react?
My mom had an unbelievable reaction, but it's not confirmed. I'm like, this is just some voting. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm blessed to be in this position, but she was extremely excited, and just to see the joy in her face, it makes me want to keep going nonstop.
And you guys are the top team right now in the NBA, and I think there is a case where we see a lot of the top teams having more than 2 All-Stars. So, you're making your own push, which is amazing. But you mentioned the little things, and amongst the little things, I heard that you love getting down with assistant coach Mark Bryant in your big man workouts after practice. What are those like?
That's my guy. Me and Mark Bryant, we always bumping, man. We bump our heads sometimes, but we always figure it out and always, find out the right solution. But, him, I really got close to him during the bubble, just us polishing my game up. He gave me so much knowledge when it comes to this game of basketball, especially playing down low. Off the bat, he gave me every small detail when it comes to physicality on the court, especially playing against bigger guys, faster guys, smaller guys. It don't matter. Just always bringing that physical presence to the game, and float game. He taught me the float game. I never was a fan of the floater, but the way how teams play us, you're not always gonna get a dunk under the rim. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta do a jump hook, an early jump hook, or an early floater. And to me, I even feel like he created the floater for the big man, the way how he helped me master it. So that was a big, I'll say a big move that he helped add it to my game, and I really appreciate him for that. But we're always working and always talking about basketball, watching film, and just really locked in onto my opponents, and just showing other guys why they shouldn't be on the same floor as me.
And when you focus on those little things, I think it's really great that you found that in winning comes sacrifice. Mm-hmm. And for you, coming out of Arizona, you had a lot of potential with different facets of your game, but you focused on dominating the paint. I mean, it's dominating.
Most definitely.
Talk to me about why you love dominating that way.
Honestly, I grew up where they taught me inside out. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And down low is where that's how I work. That's how I get my blood flowing. That's how I, get to talking, and that's where you get the feel of the game. And just doing the little things and sacrificing, knowing that I have to set this ball screen. I'm not only getting myself open, I'm getting other people open. When I roll to the rim, I'm getting my shooters open in the corners and the weak side. When I catch the ball in the middle, I know somebody's going to try and help this dude in front of me because he can't do it by himself. So just things like that, putting the ball on the ground, knowing that, dudes might blitz, CP3 or Book, and just getting out of the pick and roll early to give them a little break, and just moving our ball, playing in our offense and stuff like that, and just moving without the ball. It's just all them little things that count. I love to give up my body and set a screen, and knowing that we're gonna get a 3 out of it.
And the offense starts with Chris Paul, the point guard.
Most definitely.
Let's talk about the pick and roll. What have you noticed that Chris Paul does differently in the pick and roll than anybody else?
Patience. His patience, the way how he just moves. He's gonna make his opponent get a hit on that screen, regardless of how fast or how strong or how up that dude think he is on the screen. CP, he waits for the screen, man. And it's the way how he maneuvers. You don't know what he really gonna do. I mean, everybody know he has a midi, but it's just a mixture of so many things in that pick and roll. Once you get a good hit, it's him. You just leave it up to him. Just make sure you get a good hit. He's just really patient.
And Chris Paul is a floor general. I feel like there's a major emphasis on the word general. He's someone that holds you accountable each and every day in practice. How have you been able to build a real sustainable relationship with him on and off the court? Man,
I think we went through it all. Even got to a point where we argued into a one-on-one, and we had a game, and we didn't even leave the court after shoot around. We just kept playing, and it got so heated where we left the game tied up. We didn't get to finish the game, and just us butting heads and going through everything you can possibly go through to get to know your teammate. We really locked in, and we went throughout the whole year and the postseason, just really trusting each other. And, me just listening. I listen off the bat, and he knows that, and I trust him. So it's just him and Book is just a good combination of both when it comes to that communication and connection.
What does Chris Paul sound like when he's trying to tell you something?
Oh, man. He gonna let you have it. I'll say there ain't no sugarcoating to it. He's straight to the point, and you just can't take it to heart. It's basketball, and he wants the best for you, because I can tell you this. If he didn't mess with you, I don't think he'd talk to you. And CP not even that type of guy. He's a guy who really cares, and he knows the game. He's so smart, and he just helps you out with so many things. There's some stuff I don't know about my opponent. He said, "Yo, DA, he's only going right. Just cut off the right. Let's see if he can go left one time." Stuff like that. That gets you going. How
different is Chris to Devin Booker?
D-Book know me like the back of his hand. D-Book straight up too. He'll probably say, "DA, you gonna make him do you like that?" He'll probably say something like that to wake me up. He's like, and I'm like, all right, bet. And it's just a different way how they deliver their communication. Book is my big brother, and CP feel like an older brother. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Tighten up your pants when this dude, come by,
But you all family, so all
literally.
works.
Literally. So it's just all fun, man. And I love the communication between us three. It's amazing.
Devin Booker is clearly a special talent. What do you appreciate about his game the most?
Oh, man, not just the scoring, but D-Book is a competitor. The man, he loves to compete on both ends of the floor, and it's contagious, because you see our best player on the team, best scorer on the team, giving his all on defense, and it brings a different type of energy, you know what I'm saying? And it just make you wanna fight for this dude, the whole, you know what I'm saying, not take no players off because he's doing the same thing for you. You'll definitely see Book set the best screen on this team when it comes to getting people open and stuff like that. It's really contagious on the way how he play, and I just love his camaraderie. And, it just boosts us young guys like me and Mikhail up, because he's also a young dude, but he's been in this game for a minute, and, he's seen it all, so it's really cool to see.
Is there a moment from practice that you'll never forget, whether it involves Chris, Devin, just a moment that you're like, man, this is different, what we're building is different?
I'll say training camp when we all first got together. CP, he was competing in the 5-on-5s. He was competing in the 5v5s, and his first time being around CP3, and we all were trying to get a feel of him, but he was straight to it. He didn't have nothing to say. He was ready to go, and it wasn't no, warming up, or we were straight up and down communicating. I was like, dang, this is how a gym's supposed to sound. This is how teammates and guys supposed to communicate and talk between one another. It's just straight basketball, and it felt like I was back in the bubble, and it felt like we never left. To be honest, we brought everything we built in the bubble out the bubble with new guys, and it was perfect.
Yeah, that momentum has carried over to outside of the bubble, and probably your most famous play, the Valley-oop. I mean, Game 2, Western Conference Finals versus the Clippers. You know you were going to have to do this. Can you take us through that play where we all learned a rule that actually you guys have taken to your advantage?
Honestly, it's like, man, that whole play was definitely the biggest play of my life, and I can honestly say, thanks to Jay Crowder and D Book and Coach Mont, that play would have never even happened, to be honest. When we got to that huddle after the missed free throws, you just felt that life got back into the arena. Like, okay, we have a chance. But what are we possibly going to do? That's you can see everybody's faces like, what are we going to do? Like, what possibly can we do? And me, I was just ready for anything. I didn't even know the play was going to come for me, to be honest. And the way how coach was looking at me and we both locking eyes, I'm like, he's like, DA, you got to go, like, dunk it. I was like, oh, I'm going to dunk it. I was like, I'm going to dunk it. He had me so giddy, and I was like, say less. And we went back and, just setting up the play, the arena was just so quiet. And, I was just replaying the whole thing through my head the whole time, making sure I don't miss any screens, I don't miss anything. And, once I set my first screen to set up the second back screen with D-Book set the best screen in the world. That was like, he set I was a guard, our best player setting the screen on the biggest dude on the court. And Jay Crowder making an unbelievable pass, and the rest is history. When I dunked the ball, I wasn't too sure if it counted, so my hand just was stuck up here like did it count? I don't want to make a fool out of myself trying to celebrate, but it was just so loud in there, so the fans took over the cheering part. But I was just really, hoping that it counted, and it did, and I was just so grateful.
There was a lot of chaos afterwards.
Yeah.
The Clippers were confused, and you could even see you were waiting to find out if this was real.
Correct.
What was the reaction amongst your teammates and even your family and friends after that moment? You said it's the biggest play of your life.
Everybody, my mom cried. My teammates for sure knew it counted. They celebrated like it was that was like a legit buzzer beater, and they celebrated, but I was just still in shock. I was not too sure if it counted or not, but my family and friends, everybody was just so happy for me, and I just embraced the moment, and I'm just saying, like, dang, this is the NBA. This is where greatness happens. Like, it's for real.
That was your welcome to the NBA moment, but that's like probably the best version ever. So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
For that. You mentioned Coach Monty Williams, how special he has been in being able to sort of reset you in the middle of games. And we were able to get a little bit of that when he was mic'd up. I'm sure you know what he said. You've probably seen the clip, but I'll just read it to you. This is the deal.
1, you're getting back in transition. You don't have Giannis find a man and be a guard. 2, look at me. You set a high level for yourself. That's why you're down. That's great. Now go reach that level, okay? And you can reach it with force. Doesn't have to be stats all the time. Go dominate the game with force, okay? Because you set a high level for yourself. Go dominate the game with force. Let's go.
When your coach is saying something like that to you, can you sort of take us inside that moment and also knowing what that did for you moving forward?
That whole thing, that's just Monty. That's Monty. That's a man who cares. Like, that's not just a coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a friend. That's a dad. That's an uncle. You call it. It's like that's the type of love he has for us. And he knows his players. You know what I'm saying? Like, not just dudes that come in and work, but no, he actually knows us. He knows us as people. Like, we're his friends. We're in a circle. And when he talks to me like that, it's like a lock-in moment. Nobody else is relevant. It's just me and him right now, my teammates, and he need me right now. This is him calling me up. Not calling me up, but calling me up. And, that's when I was really locked, and I felt like I got goosebumps the whole time he was talking to me and, motivating me, because we're in the finals, and he's saying everything that I'm going through, and I'm like, you know what? you're right. Like, we here, let's do this. Let's just go out there and do it. And, just getting that confidence and that reassurance, it's just like another win. Like, it's just a boost of adrenaline, and like, you can't really make on your own. Like, that's why you need your teammates. You need the thing called togetherness, to really accomplish certain goals in this sport.
So for you, you've been on a long journey, even though you're such a young player. What do you account for your personal maturity and growth that has got you playing so consistently at a high level right now?
I think because I'm a dad. I put away a lot of habits, very quickly that wasn't a problem at all. This is the life I chose, and I accept it completely. I embrace it, and the way my mom raised me, always be a man of your word, and always represent yourself the right way. Not just on the court, and that's one of the things I go by, and especially humility. Having a child, you have to have humility because everything can reflect on your child. So I'm very locked in and very motivated. So that's the thing that's really been having me be so consistent in my craft and approaching this game the right way.
We all love Dre Jr. How has that changed your perspective on life?
He definitely made a big difference. Just waking up and coming to the gym and enjoying it. It's just not for me anymore. It's not for me. I'm not working for me no more.
All right, DA, time for you to enter Chiney's court. A little bit of a hot seat. Are you down with the get down?
I'm down with the get down.
That's what's up. Okay, my first question. You were #1 pick in the 2018 draft class, one that included Luka Doncic and Trae Young. And there are a lot of comparisons there, but you have done one thing that they have yet to do, or anyone in the top 5, make it to an NBA Finals. What does that mean for you?
That means a lot. Winning means a lot. And, not to say I really, look at the comparisons people throw out there, but, just hearing that, it's definitely a standard and a goal that everybody should try and reach, you know what I'm saying? Because what I've seen throughout the playoffs and the finals is something that, it makes you addicted to winning. It's something that's very contagious once you have a taste of it. And, that's what we're trying to do right now is really get to that again. But, just seeing that world is a whole different NBA. It's a whole different season. And, dudes know everything about you. It's a whole different environment. The concepts are different. And, you just got to be prepared and ready.
So, DA, you balled out in the playoffs. But afterwards, through the offseason, there were still some questions and even potential distractions from the team standpoint. Nonetheless, you continue to play at a high level. How have you been able to show everyone what you're capable of despite the situations from the past?
I mean, in my basketball career, I've always had my back against the wall. It's nothing to me to, have a little bit of pressure. And, I never overwhelm myself. I always put God first. And, me and my mom, I always go there and talk about things. But, just putting my head down and keep moving. Monty gave me the best advice, especially when I got suspended, when I thought it was over for me. DA, you did what you did happen, and these are the results. This is the consequence. What is your right next step? And that simple phrase right there, changed my whole world, to be honest, and my whole mindset on how I approach the game and how I carry myself. My right next step, you can't make the same mistake again. So, just stuff like that just to keep me level and just with the consistency.
What do you want to accomplish when this season is over, both personally but also with your squad?
Most definitely, I gotta try and get a ring. That's just my main priority right now. Me with a new team and doing what we did, the things we did last year. I feel like this is a better team than last year. So, that's one of my main goals for the team. But me as well, I just want to be known as one of the youngest two-way big men in this league. Without a question, hands down. And that's how I feel. When I'm out here guarding and playing. I try to present myself as that.
You feel like your team is the best team in the league?
Most definitely. I just think we do it. Just we're the true definition of team. Togetherness, competing, gratitude, and just showing up early, stuff like that, and sharing the ball. I think that's just us. That's what we go by, and that's our culture.
Well, DA, you continue to dominate. I guess we need to insert that into like the new version of spelling in the dictionary.
Most definitely.
Congratulations on your successes thus far, and I mean, we're all just excited to see what becomes in the future. So.
Thank you guys so much. I'm really, really, truly grateful, to be honest.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.